Demetrius Andrade and Billy Joe Saunders are getting into it. Billy Joe saying, "Okay, let's talk numbers." At MTK Global, respond to Demetrius Andrade, and Andrade responding, "You already know the numbers. Just tell Eddie Hearn if no Canelo, you want the fight, and we're gonna make it happen." Hashtag May 2020. Hashtag take the test. Hashtag A-Team. Hashtag tall, black, and handsome. Hashtag it's me again. Guys, is this a fight that we really want? Because this isn't a fight that I particularly am asking for anymore. I will accept it. It's obviously a much better fight for both men than their last few opponents. But I think both guys can have better matchups in their divisions right now. I mean, Triple G is having a fight in 2 weeks' time against Zimmerata? Right, that's in February, right? I mean, it's not March, it's in February.
No, it's been moved to April now.
Oh, it got moved to April?
I think so.
Oh, fuck. All right, then maybe he does need to tune up then. Okay. Maybe my point's not going to make sense now.
No,
but
let me check. I know Cop said something about it.
I think you're right now that I got pushed back. But if I'm Andrade, I'm looking for the Triple G fight. Like, everything else is kind of on the peripheral if I'm him. And there are fights that I would take, like a Billy Joe fight, like a Charlo fight. But the main guy I want is Triple G. Triple G is the one guy that will automatically make you an A-level fighter if you beat him. Look what those two fights did for Canelo. I feel like people don't, maybe newer fans who weren't around a few years ago, they don't understand this, but Canelo was like a butt of every joke heading into that first Triple G fight. For taking the Amir Khan fight, for the whole Canelo weight stuff, right, guys? Like, Canelo was the joke heading into a Triple G fight. Even though he beat Cotto, the tough fight with Laura, people kind of made fun of Canelo. The people didn't view him as a pound-for-pound elite till those two Triple G fights. So if I'm Charlo, if I'm Andrade, the only person I am focused on is Triple G. And for Andrade, that's an in-house fight. How the hell has Eddie Hearn not been able to push that fight? Or to at least make that a topic of conversation post the mandatory that Triple G has? And how has the media and fans not been pushing for that fight too? That's a great fight, period. And it's an in-house fight. We're letting the PBC welterweights fight each other because they're all still great fights. I'm okay with the matchroom middleweights fighting each other and kicking out Charlo as long as they fight each other. Because those are all still great fights. But they're not making them. And even though Billy Joe Saunders and Demetrius Andrade is a fine fight, it's a fight at 168 between two middleweights who shouldn't be at 168. And it's a fight that, to me, has lost a little bit of its luster. But I know maybe I'm being a hater, and that's kind of who I am. I'm a jackass. So, guys, thoughts on Andrade, Billy Joe Saunders getting into a Twitter beef? Thoughts on them fighting in May and the ramifications of that?
Yeah, I'm so glad that these guys are maybe. I think Andre definitely knows he's not getting a Canelo fight. Billy Joe maybe is, but I think maybe deep down he believes it's going elsewhere. So, right, what's next for me? And bring up that old sort of rivalry kind of that never happened, if you know what I mean. It's a shame that now it consists of one guy moving up. When they were both at 160, it was like an interest. I think it's always going to be one for almost the hardcores, because potentially this could be a very
boring,
hard watch for people. But yeah, I don't mind it. For some people, it is finally Eddie Hearn putting some of his guys against each other instead of looking out there for who can we get. So all of my guys are not fighting each other kind of thing. But yeah, I'm okay with the fight. I've got no it should be this or it should be that. I don't mind this one. This is fine.
Yeah, Gary, thoughts on Andrade, Billy Joe Saunders next?
I love the fight. If Billy Joe Saunders and Andrade fought each other, I love that fight. That is a great high level boxing match. But Matt's right. Why are they not calling out Triple G? Why are they not demanding Triple G? That's the money fight. Like I love an Andrade Billy Joe fight, but like give me Triple G. That's the money fight. Why? I mean, this other stuff seems weird to me. Like embarrass Triple G. Like make him fight you, right? Like I mean. I've heard that he doesn't want to fight Andrade. Andrade needs to play that to his advantage. Like he's scared of me. Obviously, he's like me. Eddie and Mitchie, like get underneath the skin, call him out. Like that's the money fight, and you can beat him at this point. You know, like Andre still might get knocked out too because he still gets relaxed in there. But like Andre could certainly at this point, if he stays focused and stays strong for 12 rounds, can outbox Triple G, easily do it, right? I don't want to say easily, but he can obviously do it. So like, why are you like? Again, the Billy Joe fight, a Charlo fight, those fights are fine. But why is your sights not 100% set on, we won't call it the gold prize because that's Canelo, but we'll call it the silver prize, which is Triple G. Why is that not where 100%? If like I was Andrade, I'd only call out two people, Canelo and Triple G. It was like when Pacquiao and Mayweather were back at welterweights. Every welterweight said, I want to fight those guys. You know, Margarito, Paul Williams, Shane Moses. Like, give me one of those guys. Like, why? I mean, the other fights are fine. It's good. I would enjoy those fights. But, like, from your own perspective, don't you want the biggest prize available? The biggest fight out there?
And to Andrade's credit, he has been calling out Triple G for a long time. But his promoters on record in our own interview on this channel saying they don't want the fight. I.e., Triple G does not want the fight. So, to Gary's point, if I'm Andrade and I hear that, because Eddie has said that quite a few times in other interviews as well, that Triple G doesn't want these fights, how has he not made that like a hashtag? Like Triple G doesn't want the fight, and like just have a campaign a la Rigo Loma. Because people act like Twitter beefs don't create fights, and they're for some reason want to ignore Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux. I mean, Rob, you were doing shows with me back then on Name Redacted. You remember that era. Rigo got a mega fight and made it a mega fight with just trolling.
Yeah, shout out to his social media guy.
And look, I met a social media guy, right? The guy was very nice. But like it was a concerted planned thing of we're gonna get that fight now.
Creative, very creative.
We're gonna post memes daily, hourly, saying that they're scared of us. And guess what? Eventually, because we say it so often, it becomes fact, air quotes. And promoters do that all the time. Look at Eddie Hearn, look at Bob Arum. They will repeat stuff to the media and talking points over and over again until it becomes fact, air quotes. Andrade needs to do that. And Billy Joe needs to do that to a degree. And I know like Eddie kind of downplayed that, like, oh, fighters don't do that, or the big guys won't fight you. But Canelo literally responded to Ezzolani Laura and fought him because Ezzolani Laura trolled him on social media too often. So that's actually how the biggest fights do get made. So I think I understand why we're getting Andrade Billy Joe Saunders. And like Rob said, it's an okay fight. And like Gary said, it's actually a really good fight. Stylistically, technically speaking, this is a great technical matchup. It may not be the most exciting all-action fight, but it is a technical matchup of brilliant boxing for us. It just is. But it's not the fight that I think either guy really wants, and it's not the fight that I think we as the consumers probably want as well. And that just makes me think, why can't we get the good stuff? Why can't we get the best? You know, why do we always have to settle for stuff that we maybe don't necessarily want? And not that Billy Joe Saunders Andrade is 100% that, but it kind of is to me. But moving on, just for the sake of time, and just brief adding to this, Andrade is willing to fight Billy Joe Saunders in England. So location is like, there should not be an issue to make this fight as well. Like if there's any issues for this fight to be negotiated, it's because somebody doesn't want to make the fight. I'm not going to point fingers, Billy Joe, but you know, we will know why. Moving on, unless anyone else has any other thoughts about Andrade, the middleweight, so to speak.
Yeah, as long as that's true, there should be no issue with the fight. Because if I was Andrade, you know this thing's going to the scorecards. Like, let's be real. That would be a hold up for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's cool with it, then let's get the fight made.